Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. So we're back. We're going to do another video. Today's video is going to be about the Princess of Browns Hill. Um, let's just get into it. The H. Hamilton family was well known in Rockford. Herbert was a very successful lawyer who had dealings in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as well as Rockford. Herbert lived his whole life in Winnebago County. He had a lucrative law office located on East State Street and also dealt in real estate in Minnesota. H. would eventually branch out to include raising racehorses. His horses were exceptional racers and did quite well. Businessmen who knew H. would say that he seemed to have the Midas touch when it came to business, and the papers of the day really emphasized it when he made his first million. Carolyn Shouty Hamilton became Herbert's wife on February 16, 1876. She was born in Rochelle and then moved to Rockford, where she grew up. Carolyn made a name for herself in Rockford by creating beautiful paintings and designing incredible gardens. The Hamiltons had been blessed with a beautiful, charming daughter whom they named Barbara. She grew up to be a bright, well-behaved child who adored horses. Unfortunately, Barbara's love of horses would lead to a terrible accident. She fell while riding her favorite horse one day, and it caused internal injuries. Herbert used his considerable resources, and Barbara was seen by all the finest doctors. He also remodeled their home to make her bed rest more comfortable. The family even stayed in Chicago for a time while Barbara received treatments. Barbara struggled to regain her health. It must have frustrated this young family that, even with all their money, they were powerless to help their beloved daughter. Barbara Hamilton was only 14 years old when she died on June 6, 1909, in her home at 933 North 2nd Street. She took a turn for the worse, and her father was called home from his business in Minneapolis. He frantically made the journey to Janesville by train and the rest of the way by automobile. He got to her bedside just a few minutes before she passed away. Unfortunately, Barbara was unconscious, and her devastated father doubted whether she even knew he was there. Before her illness, Barbara spent time riding horses and was a member of the Children of the American Revolution. She was said to have been a very sweet young girl, and everyone who knew her loved her, especially her friends at Hall School. She was H. and Carolyn's only child, and they were inconsolable when she died. Mr. Hamilton decided to have a mausoleum designed in memory of his daughter. He hired the R. Trigg Marble and Granite Company for the project. The front of the tomb faced Greenmount Avenue. A newspaper article from November 30, 1909 stated, "The entrance is plainly visible from the windows of the Hamilton home, 2 blocks to the north." The walls of the mausoleum were granite that was brought all the way from the mountains of North Carolina. It stood 9 feet deep and 9 feet tall. The inside had space for 4 coffins and was faced with Italian marble and ceiling to match. The floor was designed with polished granite. H. Hamilton even paid to have the mausoleum built into the hillside. The exterior entrance was landscaped and included decorative shrubbery. The whole mausoleum and landscaping cost was over $8,000. The Hamiltons grew apart after Barbara's death. They divorced, and Carolyn threw herself into her art. Besides creating her own artwork, she helped other artists. Carolyn was a charter member of the Rockford Art Association and hosted many artists at her home on North 2nd Street. Carolyn was also well known for her garden designs. She was recognized for her designs of notable gardens all over northern Illinois. Carolyn died in 1939 in her home that she shared with her sister-in-law, Miss Fred Shouty. She was laid to rest in the mausoleum created by her former husband in honor of Barbara. Herbert remarried in 1914 to Miss Elizabeth Sandage in Minnesota. He passed away there in 1932. There is a legend surrounding Barbara. She loved horses, and when her beloved horse passed away, rumor has it that the family buried it in the hillside so that it could be close to Barbara. Psychics visit the area in Cedar Bluff have been confused and startled to see a horse running through the cemetery. Though the origin of this legend has been lost long ago, maybe it gave Barbara's loved ones some peace to imagine her buried there in the ornate mausoleum in the hill next to one of her favorite companions. And that is the end of that story, guys. So me and Rainey we've already been to the cemetery. We already recorded the mausoleum before, of course, I did this video, because that was a while ago, right? A couple weeks ago, months, I don't know, I can't remember. It was cold as fuck. Actually, no, it was kind of nice that day. I'm thinking it was cold as fuck when we went to Blood's Point. Never again. But anyways, I am gonna go shoot new footage. I'm just gonna drive by. We'll drive around it. I'll drive by the house that they lived in, because it's really not that far from there. In fact, like they said, it's like 2 blocks away. So anyways, if you guys liked my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!